Pablo, apologies. Big up everyone in the chat. Yeah, I mean, big up ends for the Nunes raid and all that. You already know the vibes. We're there, yeah, man. Yeah. All that talk. Let me just fix this fucking camera, mate. Night of Champions, the aftermath, man. Everyone is interested in wrestling. You already know the vibes, bro. If you're not, bro, and you want to stay around anyway, fine. Send the messages in. We're here to chill anyway. You know, like that. But we're gonna cook anyway. You get me? So, yeah, man. What's everyone saying? Hope everyone's well. You already know the vibes. I jumped into the end of the stream late, so any checks that I normally do, I didn't get to check. So let's check everyone's mental health, physical health. How's everyone's family doing? Anyone get any problems? Anyone need any life advice? We're here, bro. We're gonna cook this up, man. It should be interesting. So, anywho, happy Sunday and all that. Right then. Morris, you need to be a bit more welcoming to the people in the chat still. Who's all these people is kind of rude still, you get me? So yeah, you're not helping matters, bro. You're not helping matters at all. But yeah, man, I don't know if anyone in the chat watched Night of Champions yesterday. We chopped it up, we did the watch along, and it was yeah, it was it was a bit of a shambles still. You know, like that. I've got over it now though. I'm not in a sunken place. Big up Scooby, I see you, bro. Big up Gary, big up Mary. Yeah, it weren't the best, was it? It weren't the best now. It's a bit of a weird one because while we were watching it, there wasn't much complaint going on. While we were watching the actual event, apart from the ending to a lot of the matches. It was the ending to the matches that seemed to be the problem of everything. It was a bit lackluster. It was a bit dead. It died down a little bit. So yeah, that seems to be the biggest issue. But obviously, we're just going to go through a nice, relaxed one. We'll take each match by each match and that. Try to stick with the match what's on so then I can get to everyone's comments. Because we can do it that way. If you like remember the order of the show, we'll run through that as well. I know we kicked off with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the King of the Ring. Well, for the King of the Ring crown, for the title of the King of the Ring. Drop the comments in the chat. Let me know how you felt about this match. I think we were intrigued with the match while it was on. Big up ends. We were intrigued with the match while it was on. It wasn't too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I thought Cody's match against John Cena at WrestleMania was lackluster. It was boring. It was a bit dead. I know John Cena was talking about trying to kill wrestling and all that stuff, so we had that kind of issue at the time. But the match itself was a good match. I didn't like the fact, and this is just a personal preference, so don't take this as me moaning, but I don't think I like the fact that Cody uses the Cody cutter, so he was using it in the match with Randy Orton, who's going to use the same RKO. It kind of took it away from me. I'm not really a fan of like all of these false finishes, and if you are gonna do these false finishes, save it for like the big event. Save it for a WrestleMania match. All these kickouts are finishing moves. They're called finishing moves for a reason. They're meant to finish the person. You didn't get that. Signature move is different. The finishing move is there to finish somebody. If you kick out of that, you've done something great. Big up Sydney. Happy birthday for yesterday. So I don't really like that, but you know, we had Super Cody. He was kicking out of everything. Couple crossroads and that, Super Crossroads and okay. Yeah, and it's not the best, bro, when everyone's kicking out of everyone's moves, man. As I said yesterday on the stream, we all rate The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania match for its greatness. That had false finishes in it, but that's because it wasn't a usual thing. It wasn't something that happened all the time. Oh my God, he's kicked out the choke slam. Never happens. Oh my God, he's kicked out the sweet chin music. Never happens. All of a sudden, man are just kicking out everyone's finishing moves. And Morris is right. Finishes have become signatures, and signatures have become any other move. And to the point, this is the reason why I don't like it. Because in a particular match, when somebody does decide to use their finisher and it finishes somebody, now all of a sudden it looks weak, and like mentally we can't not see that. We can't not see that. If I'm correct, I don't know if it was on it might have been on SmackDown the night before. Corn on the Cob against Jimmy Uso. What's the movie's finishing move called? The Tour of the Islands, I think it is. and it's kind of like it's like a cross body slam in it, but like a power slam. But he just did it one time in it, and it took Jimmy out. But the move is like it's a decent move, but it's not the greatest move. There was no like build up to it. Like for example, most moves are basically people's elbow is an elbow, but when The Rock does it, pulls off the elbow pad, it's all a cinema, so it gets you in, so it's believable that it's an elbow to the heart. This geezer done the one move, and Jimmy didn't kick out, and I was almost gonna start screwing. How the fuck is Jimmy not kicked out of that move? And I'm like, oh no, it's his finishing move. Like it's actually normal for him not to kick out, but they've changed it now. This match itself, Randy versus Cody, really good match. But the finish of this match was we got shades of like Cody trying to go to a dark place to get it over the line. You know what I mean? Some heelish type moves. Nothing illegal in the match, but you know, punches to the spine and stuff and all that business. But yeah, exactly. Um but then I think Randy removed the ring pad from the corner. Tried to throw Cody head first into it. Obviously, Cody stopped him, threw Randy into it. Randy hit the side, hit like his rib cage on it, and then one crossroads, and it was over. Didn't really fit the theme of the match, so when he did the one crossroads and it was over, we were kind of like, oh, I didn't think that was going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, us wrestling fans can be fickle sometimes, so sometimes we like to get our own way, but this wasn't me, Savage, trying to get my own way. I can't believe they've done that. It was actually poor. I mean, at least Randy hitting his ribs on the exposed ring turnbuckle thing. At least if he did that, and then Cody did another move to him first, then did the crossroads, it would have been a lot more believable. But for him to just lost his side like that, I don't know. But Cody wins the match. Cody is the king of the ring. And another gripe I have with this is that they don't take King of the Ring serious anymore. So I would be very shocked if on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, maybe Jade, because I think she likes dressing up and all that stuff, but I'll be very shocked if Cody turns up with a crown and a cape on. I'll be very shocked if we have like the royal servants and horns and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I would be very shocked. So it begs the question, is there a need for this tournament anymore? Why don't we just have a number one contenders tournament? Because there's no prestige in it being the king of the ring when nothing happens. And exactly, and if he does, it'll be jokes, bro. But why is it not adding that kind of prestige to it? That's what I really want to know, and I would like that to happen. Not saying everyone has to be a clown. Yeah, Scooby King Booker settings. You don't have to be a clown with it, but even to the fact that when the match was won, previous times you'd go to the top of the ramp and there'll be a throne there with your scepter, and then somebody will place the crown on your head. Now you're in the ring. Cody just took the crown and went to the corner and held it up in the air. And he almost felt like felt a bit stupid to put it on. Him and Jade held the crown there for their regular camera shot. So I don't know, man. Bit of a stinky one still, but Cody picks up the victory, and that does mean that Cody is the number one contender for, I'm guessing, SummerSlam. Could be Saturday night's main event, but I'm guessing SummerSlam to fight the WWE Undisputed Champion. We know that it was for that title, that specific one. So it'll be Cody versus John Cena at SummerSlam more than likely. Would make sense for them to do it there. But we'll see. Which begs the question is, when Roman comes back, does he go after that Seth title? Not Seth title. Who's got the title? Shit, who's got it? Gunter. Gunter's got the title. Maybe. But yeah. Pablo, you good? It's just music. It's just music. No, don't attack anyone. Relax. Don't attack anyone. Moving on from there. Raquel versus Rhea Ripley. Let me know how you felt about this match. Raquel versus Rhea Ripley. A match that I didn't like the build to it. Not because it was a stupid idea, just the fact that they gave us a week build. And I mean week in both ways, like a week build and a week, like 7 days build. Also, anyone who watched the show saw that there was a video package leading into the match. This video package was not played on Raw and SmackDown to give context to what problems they have. Does that make any sense? They didn't give that. That would have added great context to the fact that, oh, these lot used to be best friends. I'm telling you, no one in that crowd knew that they used to be best friends. So the emotion of what the match should have been didn't have that. They played the video package 2 minutes before the match. That's not enough time to let the fans see, you know, oh yeah, this is crazy. And then it also doesn't. They should have brought this up a while ago when Raquel joined Liv Morgan, considering what happened between Liv and Rhea. So big up ends for that, bro. Um, but yeah, the match itself, I like the match. I have to say, I like the match. For Rhea done Rhea stuff, and Raquel had a good showing for what it should be. Now the only problem was is like we didn't. The right winner wasn't the right winner. In the end of the day, it wasn't. But the match itself was very good. We had some good spots in there. I thought they made Raquel look strong still, considering she's fighting against Rhea Ripley. I know that Rhea Ripley is a fan favorite, so I've already accepted that the fact is that just because I don't love Rhea doesn't mean that I think it's a wrong thing for everyone else to love Rhea. Apart from the pervs, of course, that's a bit weird. But the match itself was fine. I spoke about it in the preview, the fact that it's called a street fight and it didn't go to the street. The thing is, it's in Saudi Arabia, so I know it's not going to go to the street anyway because you get arrested. But I feel like they could have done something backstage, at least. They didn't do any of that. They didn't even go onto the ramp. So that was a bit disappointing. There was a decent spot where Rhea sets up the announce table cover. She puts it across the barricade, tries to suplex Raquel through it. She doesn't get her through it, and then it ends up where Raquel grabs her. I think she catches her in a move, picks her up, power bombs her through it, folds her in half. Absolutely cold. The ending to this match again. The ending was fine. I just didn't like it. A table gets set up on the top rope. Raquel and Rhea climb. Well, Rhea takes her up there, and she hits her with a super riptide off the table, off the top of the top rope. We had an interference in this match from Roxanne Perez, and obviously she doesn't book her own matches, and I like Roxanne Perez, and I also said in my preview that I expect her to come in to the ring, and that's why I thought that Raquel might win. The interference itself was meaty. It wasn't effective at all. It was the kind of interference that a manager would do, like a Paul Heyman stepping on the side of the ring or a Dominic stepping on the side of the apron. It wasn't an effective thing at all. She kind of like brushed past Rhea a little bit and came to the aid of Raquel and was checking if she was okay. Rhea saw her, chased her around and stuff like that, took her out. And that was kind of it for Roxanne for the rest of the match. Obviously, I expect this to lead into, we get to Monday Night Raw, Judgment Day Clubhouse. Raquel wants to thank Roxanne for trying to help her. And then she says to Adam Pearce, this is going to be my tag team partner going forward in the tag team division, in the women's tag team division. And then we get Raquel and Roxanne as the tag team champions while Liv Morgan's away. Sets up for Liv Morgan to come back, probably to get a bit close to Dominic. It's going to rinse and repeat of Rhea and Dominic in it, but that's where they're going, so let's not act clueless like we can't see. Anyway, moving on from there, we had, was it Karrion and Sami, I think? It doesn't matter if it's in order, actually, but Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. This is a match that the ending was completely wrong. Let me know how you feel in the comment section, man, because I just this match itself wasn't about Karrion winning the match. It was about showing Sami Zayn to be a liar, showing Sami Zayn to exposing him to say that you're not better than everybody else. You're not this nice guy everyone thinks you are. You're just like everybody else. You're a liar. Now, as I said before, Karrion can't be wrong in this substance because he was part of the bloodline and he was cheating and he was doing all these different things. So we know he's got it there already. That's the only real heel Sami we've had in the WWE properly. The other one was kind of like a weird conspiracy theorist, homeless looking guy. Bit disappointing. The match itself was good though. I didn't mind the match. I thought in ring it was great. I thought Karrion's entrance was great. Scarlett was great. But everything else away from that, there's a Karrion punching the shit out of Sami in one corner, calling him a liar, and then Sami doing that follow-up haluva kick, and it was over, just like that. And then we had this weird instance that after the match, Sami was giving Karrion this look, and then Karrion was stretching out his arm to Sami like he was trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do. Do you guys think that there's a continuation of this on Raw still? or do you think it's over? Because the reason why I think the winner's wrong, because technically, why would Sammy need to fight Karrion again? Was he going to fight him? Oh, I tried to shut you up the first time and it didn't work, so I need to shut you up again. I would like to know what the reason would be. I don't get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so it would have made sense if Karrion won, then Sammy wanting to shut him up would make sense. Oh yeah, I need to get my get back. I didn't, whatever. Or Sammy winning by cheating. You went to a dark place, then Karrion can continue it. But now we're gonna have a Byron Saxton or Kathy Kelly interview on Raw. And how do you feel about your win after Saudi Arabia? Sammy's going to be like, "Oh, it was great to see the people. I loved it. It was great." And finally, I got to shot Karrion Kross. But you're just going to see him in the background, tick tock, tick tock. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it still, but I can't do anything about it. As I said, the match itself was good. The ending was rubbish, and that's 3 matches from 3 that the ending weren't the right ending. We move on. We move on. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. I'm taking it all. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, man, listen. First of all, I was looking forward to this match. Why not? Yeah, ends. It's true, man. The ending lowers the mood, bro. Like, you can't. It's bad storytelling. If you watch a movie and the movie's really good, but the ending's rubbish, the movie's rubbish, bro. This is what it is. Like, you can't save a movie from the end. The ending has to be good. Otherwise, it's like, you know what I mean? Don't really work out like that. Go ask everyone your favorite TV shows and that. And they're like, how good was it? Oh, yeah, it was great. Like, people would say that Game of Thrones is like the greatest thing ever until you ask them about the ending. They're like, we like the ending like that. So, it's very important. And I think if you're a storyteller, you know that from the start. And that's why you do that. I like this. I like the build up to this. It started before Money in the Bank, really, with the disrespect from Solo towards Jacob Fatu. Then we had Jacob overhearing Solo taking the piss out of him and speaking to Corn on the Cob backstage about him and stuff like that. Then we had Money in the Bank, where we had that big moment from Jacob where he's like, "I don't love you, Solo." Stopped him from winning the Money in the Bank briefcase while he had his title still. And then we have him on SmackDown, and Solo offered his hand and said, "Listen, you just got to say sorry to me. Next week, you're going to apologize to me, blah, blah, blah." Didn't work out. He tried to spike him, and then we are where we are now, in it. I've liked this the whole time. I think Solo is way better than people give him credit for. He's really good. And the match was really good itself as well. I had no problems with this match at all. But the biggest problem I had, which is what I said in the preview, without a shadow of a doubt, I said this in the preview, we're going to get one of these Hikaleu Utes turning up, and wouldn't you know it, Billy Bob Samoan Hikaleu, or he's changed his name now to Talatonga. He turns up with his 7-foot Samoan South, bro. Tongaloa returns with his H&M black hoodie, getting involved in the match. The spike, I will say, the spike that Solo won with, though, was cold, bro. Jacob sold the shit out of it, bro. Sold it into a backflip, bro. I rate that. I'm not mad at Solo winning the title, bro. I like that, like, add a bit more shock. You know what I mean? Add a bit more shock to what's going on, bro. Like, so I get it because Jay just lost his title, so now it feels like people are losing the title very quick. Everyone just shouldn't have a long title reign in it. Like, Cody beat Roman, who had the belt for 4 years, and then Cody had the belt for a year. This was actually cold, bro. And the last image of Solo with a faction looked cold as well. The problem with me is they treat Solo's factions, Bloodline 2.0, and now this faction, which I don't know what it's called, it's probably the same thing. They always treat the people that, like, there's no individualism to any of them. So they just look like a collective of Polynesian youths with black t-shirts or black hoodies. It's the same thing they've done with Seth. Jacob Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. You put them in a black suit, they don't look like individuals anymore. They look like security guards for Seth. They threw Tamatonga and Tongaloa in the red and black flipping Batman and Robin suit. And after a bit, it's like Tongaloa's a joke and Tamatonga loses every match, but he's funny because he says, "Shh, yeah. So, Pablo, don't do it, mate. Relax. So we don't. I don't want to say this in a rude way because I don't mean about people's jobs and stuff like that. When I say we don't need no more of Samoans in this storyline, it's not about them having a job. Take a job, put one of them on NXT, put a couple. We just don't need any more of them in this. There's only 2 shows. People do know that. There's only SmackDown and Raw. And I did the count with Morris yesterday. I told you, like, there's too many of them, bro. Luckily, we didn't have Jimmy come out yesterday. But obviously, Jacob Fatu was in the match. Solo's in the match. Then you got 3 more on the outside, even though, like, Jacob Corn on the Cob's not Polynesian, but still. It's mad, bro. Like, you're going to have minimum. Like, with all of them there, you're going to have minimum of 5 people from that family on each brand, bro. Think of what I'm like. In this faction alone, with Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Solo, Talatonga, and Corn on the Cob, bro. You got like 5 dons there alone, bro. And you got Roman, Jimmy, and Jay already, bro. And you got Nia Jax, part of the same family. And you got Naomi part. There's 10 of them just like that, bro. And there's more to come, bro. Like, Jacob's brother, Journey, he's on his way. Zilla's on his way at some point, bro. That's going to be 12 of them, bro. Like, there's so many, bro. Surely when Zilla comes in, he's got to go NXT, innit? Like, let's not even make any bones about it. He has to go NXT. We do not trust Paul Levesque to book this family, bro. Because what happens when Roman comes back? Does Roman just have to pretend that he doesn't know them? He can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. But the match was good itself. Solo Sikoa is the United States champion. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Yeah, that exactly. Like, I tell you, the biggest storyline they can do from here is Solo not just trying to take over. He should be trying to take over the whole roster, bro. Solo versus the Authority. That would make sense. Because then you can use as many Samoans as you want. Don't use Roman. So Roman will be on whatever brand Roman's on. The opposite brand have Solo trying to run the show in it. You bring Ava up from NXT. You make her the general manager of Raw. Yeah? Then you bring one of the other family members in to be her, like, her supervisor or whatever. Bring Rikishi in. You get me? You can do that. Then you have some big payoff. I'm here for it. But everything else from that, I don't know about that, man, because right now there's enough people for them to have every belt on the roster. Every single belt on the roster can go to this family right now. Nia, WWE chat. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Anyway, we move on from there. That was a good match, though. So yeah. Move on from there. We have the women's king of the ring. Well, women's queen of the ring, I apologize. Women's queen of the ring. Finale. Jade Cargill versus Asuka. And listen, first of all, I have to give a special shout out to this. Jade's entrance, Jade's outfit, Jade's hair, Jade's contacts, Jade herself. That was cold. That we already know, like all of us have done this, so it's not like anyone just come up with it. We see Jade, we see Storm in it. Obviously, her entrance is snow, and the first thing you hear is there's a storm coming. The music's great. She came out yesterday dressed like Storm. She had the cape. She had the X across her chest. She had the contacts, bro. Brother, listen, that's a beautiful thing, bro. I know Mattel looked at that and said that's an action figure waiting to happen, bro. They must have been straight away. They're like, yeah, we're running that, bro. We need to get some clearance from Marvel so we don't get copyright in that. That was cold. The match itself, though, was good. That's where it stops. I don't want to bring up the politics of Saudi Arabia and that, but clearly some man didn't want to see the women in the match, car. These didn't even want to give these a chance, bro. I'm talking about, bro. Naturally, I would say if there's no reaction, it's because the match is dead, innit? But I'm talking about before the bell went, there was no reaction from this crowd. And I looked in the crowd, bare men just looking at their knees, bro, looking at their phone and that. They weren't interested at all, bro. I can't really talk about, this person not getting to the final and that, because clearly whoever was in the final was in the final, whoever wasn't. I don't think Asuka should have been in the final, to be honest. But they brought her back. She's been back a week, and she's already got to the final, or week and a half. Whatever. We know, and I told you guys in the preview that I thought they were building for Oscar versus Io at SummerSlam, so I thought that she was actually going to end up winning. Um, but I'm actually glad that Jade Cargill won. It adds some credence to what's going on. She gets a title shot now. She's probably going to pick Tiffany to fight at SummerSlam, or she has to fight Tiffany at SummerSlam. And the likelihood is that she beats Tiffany and Naomi cashes in straight away. I like it. I like. No one said this story to me, but this is what I think what's going to happen. I like it because Naomi's whole thing is she wants to take everything away from Jade. Now, my son said yesterday, which was cool because it's an abstract way of thinking to the match. He said that Naomi should have came down and helped Jade win this match just so she can cash in on Jade. Just so that could happen. Now we didn't need it. Jade won. Jade did. You hear all of that. Yeah, you're right. They can still do Oscar versus Io at SummerSlam. That's what I think is going to happen anyway. I think that they will do it. They'll find some other way of doing it. But I believe that that's what's going to happen, man. I think Jade's going to beat Tiffany, and Naomi's going to cash in. And the reason why I think this is cold, in fact, I don't think this might be even worse. I think Naomi might cash in and make it a triple threat match instead of cashing in on Jade. The reason being because it kind of lends to the fact of she kills two birds with one stone. She has a problem with Tiffany, and she has a problem with Jade. Tiffany made her life hell while she had that briefcase. And obviously Jade technically didn't do anything to her, but she believes she's got a problem with Jade. It makes perfect sense for both of these women to kick the shit out of each other. Maybe like a double, when both people go for a table, you hear Naomi's music hits, she comes down, cashes in. This is now a triple threat match. Make it look like Naomi's going to lose, and then boom, you get the next thing, and I'm here for it still, so I'm not mad at it. So Jade is the queen of the ring. Like I said, it could have been done in a different way. I didn't really like the Captain America speech she dropped at the end. You can believe in yourself and all that. It felt like Captain America felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, bro. When he gave that speech about not everyone in the world is blonde hair and blue eyes. We can be seen too. I don't care about that. This is wrestling, bro. But she wins, and she is the queen. And I hope that she turns up on Raw or SmackDown and feeds into the fact that she's the queen. And I don't mean she has to start speaking different and all that. I just want her to carry that crown with her. Should do it. Bill Corey said this is why Raw 2026 for women will be bad. The crowd. Oh yeah, I never thought about that. I never thought about that for the Royal Rumble. You're correct. So don't be surprised if Triple H makes Naomi fail to cash in, brother. The thing is, you saying that should be like, don't be silly, but that is actually realistic, isn't it? I wish you knew. That's actually realistic. I hope it doesn't happen, but we move on to the sixth and final match of the night. The match, what the whole show was built around: John Cena versus CM Punk, bruv. The Summer of Punk 2011, Money in the Bank, all of that stuff. Finally, in John Cena's final run, we get CM Punk versus John Cena. And give me your verdict in the chat how you feel about the match, because I have a similar theme all the way through this, which is that all the matches seem good until they wasn't. So let me know. I need to see what everyone else thinks in the chat first before cooking this one, man. But yeah, bit of a weird one still. Cena is on his last legs. Cena was all right yesterday, though. He was actually decent in the match, man. Funny enough, CM Punk's the one who looks old when he's wrestling and that. Like, Ends liked it, so that's a good thing. One person liked it. I didn't hate the match. I hated the ending of it. I feel like I don't like stuff that is like telegraphed in it. And clearly, let me just tell you a bit of business about Saudi Arabia in it. These men are elite level businessmen in it. They will pay money, what they not for like to get money in return, just because they can, to put on a show to show that they're the best. Some people like money, some people like power. They like both in it. They struck a deal with Vince McMahon in 2018, I think it was, for 10 years of pay-per-views and stuff in Saudi Arabia. Now, because of that, which I don't blame Saudi Arabia for. They paid big money. So when they pay big money, they're telling Paul and Nick Khan and all that, we want big things in it. You got WrestleMania over there. We want a WrestleMania level event over here. Oh, you got Royal Rumble. We want Royal Rumble over here. And you can't do a damn thing about it. We have a contract. So clearly, they said, we want star power as much as you can give us. Now, there's not much star power left in the WWE. Obviously, Roman Reigns weren't going to turn up. So they're like, we need as much as we can. And boy, they just decided to bring everyone out. They tried to replicate what they did at WrestleMania 40, and it didn't work. It didn't work because some of it didn't like the stuff that I liked and hated at the same time. For example, Penta came out to get Braun Breaker in it. Now, if you haven't been watching Raw, which I don't blame you, it makes sense. Braun Breaker's been causing Penta loads of trouble. He's been stopping him from winning matches, stopping him from getting to progress in the King of the Ring. But Penta came out and was in no rush to get Braun Breaker. He came out being cool, bro. It weren't the time to come out being cool, bro. He wasn't the time to come out being cool, bro. I don't know what he was doing. I love Penta, bro, but I don't know what he was doing. Brother, I don't know what's going on, man. Buy this anyway. You get it. CM Punk, John Cena down. John Cena does what John Cena does, tries to walk out of the title. Obviously, Seth Rollins' music goes off. He comes out with the briefcase with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman to cash in. He takes his time because, yeah, I can take my time. There's no rush. There's nobody else helping. CM Punk's mashup, John Cena's mashup. I have to say, in it, this was when the referee got taken out. The funniest part of this match was John Cena taking out Charles Robinson. This shit will live rent-free in my mind for the rest of my life, bro. Charles Robinson done the iconic Charles Robinson referee run down that ramp. By the way, CM Punk called for a referee. No referee came out, but Seth came out. Mate, that makes sense, innit? Everyone's watching. They've got Triple H in the gorilla position. All the producers in the gorilla position. The commentators are at the ringside. And no referee comes out, but Seth comes out. Now, if Seth came out grabbing a referee by the collar of the shirt, dragging him across the floor, would make way more sense in it. But no, he just walks out. All right, we get it. If you guys see the way John Cena took this referee out, boy, this Braun Strowman normally does this, innit? He does the Strowman Express, knocks you over the table. John Cena sent this motherfucker flying, bro. Bro. That's a meme forever, you know that, innit? He's never going to escape that. Brother, the last part of this match, they tried to do the endgame event. Sometimes in wrestling, you can do stuff twice. Sometimes you can do it 3 times. But you can't do stuff when things are fresh in people's memory. And let me tell you that WrestleMania 40 is fresh in my memory still. All right. So let's just run through this last part of the match, innit? I've got some notes here, just so I can remember what was going on. Seth Rollins appears on the stage. Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Gives him the Money in the Bank briefcase. Punk gets into a brawl with Breaker and then Reed. Punk gets double clothesline and then knocked over the top rope. This is the part what was terrible, bro. Bronson Reed gives him a headbutt and then these two try a double choke slam through the Arabic announce table. Now, I don't know if you don't know how a double choke slam works. But what I saw Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker do was not a double choke slam, bro. This was... I don't know what to call it. But the impact it was meant to have from 2 guys that look like that to a guy that looks frail like Phil, CM Punk, the desired effect didn't happen, bro. That was something... I said this while we was on stream to my son. You guys heard me on it. And I say this to Morris all the time. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake in wrestling, innit? Who are we to talk at home? We're no better than them, brother, innit? Just like in football, man, miss shots and that. Like, we're clearly not in their position, innit? So they are the professionals. They are, but a mistake is a mistake. In wrestling, because it's pro wrestling, it's not UFC, innit? Like in UFC, you try to do a move to somebody, you failed, someone gonna punch your head off. In pro wrestling, when you make a mistake, guess what you have? at your advantage. You have a chance to do it again, bruv. Because everyone knows in real fights people make mistakes. So if you fuck up on that choke slam, which was fine, you and Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, pick him up again, say, nah, that didn't work out. We're going to do it again. And then you give him an even stronger choke slam. Then nobody talks about the first one. These not just left it like they did a thing. It was terrible, bruv. It was terrible. After that choke slam, that's when Charles Robinson sprints down to the ring. Can't big up the cameraman on this because we saw a clean shot of Robinson running down that ramp just to get rugby tackled, just for him to get linebacker tackled from John Cena and sent packing, bro. When I mean sent packing, I'm talking about sent packing. John Cena engages in an argument with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins tries to hit John Cena with the briefcase. It don't work out for him. Yeah, it don't work out for him at all, bro. Because he hits the wrong person. Hits it and clocks CM Punk with it. Cena hits the attitude adjustment on Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Reed gang up on John Cena in the ring. Punk is busted open. Penta makes his way down to the ring, doing the cool Penta stuff. You get me? Bare hamstring kicks to Bron Breakker, haymakers and all that. Then we have Sami Zayn's music go off. You get me? Penta wipes out Zayn and Breakker. Then we have a flying crossbody off the ramp from Penta, takes out both of them. So them three men are taking out the match at that point. Then you have Bronson Reed in the ring, about to engage in a tsunami with CM Punk in the ring. Reed is thrown off the turnbuckle by John Cena. I think that's correct, isn't it? Yeah. Then Cena drops him with the when Cena drops with the attitude just done. Then we have Punk and Cena, which I get in this match, innit? Where it's like, okay, he's thrown him off now. It's leading to John Cena. Oh, does John Cena see the error of his ways? Because early in the match, John Cena got the title ready to hit CM Punk between the eyes with it, put the title away. So it kind of seemed, which we knew weren't going to happen like this. Okay, you didn't cheat earlier in the match against me with the title. I didn't cheat here now when I had a chance to cheat against you. Should we shake hands? I like this part because obviously John Cena in every match so far has tried to kick somebody in the balls, in it. CM Punk not being deluded and stupid, which I like they did this with him. Knew he was going to do this, so John Cena gave him a hug. Then he gave us the stupid Jacob Toretto face. If you don't know who Jacob Toretto is, it's Dominic Toretto's brother. And in Fast and Furious, before he decided to turn babyface in Fast and Furious, he kept pulling this same stupid, sad face, bro. He pulls his face and stares down the camera. He goes to kick CM Punk in the bollocks. It doesn't work. CM Punk realizes he's going to do it. Clocks him, grabs the leg. Because he's not stupid, which I weren't mad at that at all. You get me? Punk puts him in a position for the GTS. Then Rollins goes to clock him with the briefcase, hits Punk over the head with the briefcase. Rollins gets thrown out the ring. No, actually, Rollins plants a curb stomp on Punk, actually. Then Cena throws Rollins out the ring and then goes for the cover, steals the victory. John Cena is still your WWE Undisputed Champion. And he walks off up the ramp and there's bodies everywhere. As they kept telling us, there's bodies everywhere. So that was your WWE Night of Champions. Now, I apologize to the people who enjoyed Night of Champions and my breakdown ruined it for you. I didn't break it down to ruin it. I wanted to get across the point that they were onto something in this pay-per-view. I was in the middle, start of the pay-per-view, you guys heard me. I was saying like, yo, because we didn't have the stupid... Okay, let's talk about the positives then. The positives were Solo and Jacob Fatu's match was really good. They let Solo look strong. I'm not mad at it. They didn't make Jacob look weak because he had to get taken out by a whole family. So I like that. Positive, Jake Cargill's won the Queen of the Ring, but the match wasn't the best positive and the crowd wasn't the best positive in that match. Positive was the crowd was great. The crowd was great all the way through apart from the women's match. But they were on fire. They were on smoke. They were great. Not mad at that at all. You're not waiting for more. Raquel was a positive in her match, which means Rhea was as well. So I'll give them that. Randy Orton and Cody, their match was a positive until the end, so the match ended up not being a positive. The Sami Zayn and Karrion one, again, they sent Sami to Saudi Arabia because Sami's, they needed a representative in it. That's why Sami was there. Let's not lie. The positives was there was no sponsorships around the ring. The positives were there wasn't no Slim Jim in the middle of the ring. There wasn't Slim Jim tables. There wasn't any weird stuff. We didn't have weird adverts. In fact, all we had yesterday was a match would finish. They would show an aerial shot of Saudi Arabia. They would go into the build up for the match, and then the match would start. It filled me with so much joy to watch a wrestling pay per view like that. I would like that for more stuff, but obviously they have to get paid, and I don't know business, so not much I can do about that, innit? You get me? So I don't want to complain about it, but I wish that was like it normally. Botch City, so I hear it, man. Bron walked off annoyed though. He could have said to Bronson Reed, "Run it back again." That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like that. That's to be fair to him, he's a young wrestler, bro. That's where becoming an experienced, well-traveled wrestler comes in. You have to know the audience. Now we know that wrestlers are not actors, but they do have to act in a certain way. If this was a screenplay, if this was on stage at the West End or something, people make mistakes. Most of the time at the West End on stage, you don't know someone's made a mistake because they just cover it up with something else. They just continue. So yeah, redoing it would have been fine. He could have even think of how their characters are. They could have messed up that chokeslam through the table. Bron could have got Bron Breakker could have got upset, like angry at it, started barking, slapping himself and that. Slap Bronson Reed in the face a little bit. He should slap him back. Not in an aggressive one. I'm like, pumping, yeah, we need to do this properly. And then they do it again, bro. Why is my creative better than Paul, bro? I'm just a content creator, bro. It's so simple to fix these little things, bro. Penta, run to the ring, stop being cool because you ain't got time to be cool. Pick him up again and run him through the chokeslam again. You get me? It's simple things, man. It's simple maths. Even the way they presented the King in the Ring crown and the Queen in the Ring crown was cheesy. It was rubbish. You're in Saudi Arabia, bro, where they actually have kings and princes and sheikhs and that. Like, do something cool, man. Even Lionel Messi in the World Cup final got given a flipping scepter and a gown, bro. Bro, I say this all the time because I'm passionate about wrestling. And yes, I guess it comes across moaning. And I reckon if you enjoy the events I'm talking about, you're always going to see it as me moaning. But I'm not, bro. Like, I talk about these things because I want them to be better, bro. I want them to be better. And we're not at the point anymore where you can tell me that, nobody sees my content, so you're talking to nobody. They definitely see my content, bro. It's not negotiable anymore. They definitely see it, bro. Take the ideas, bro. Take you just Paul and Nick, they're talking about like the live crowd is what they use as the market research. I understand. I don't even want to say they're wrong, bro, because they're paying money in the arena to see certain stuff. So even though I don't like the fact that the same person who was booing, I don't know, the same person that is saying that you can't wrestle is the same person saying Cena sucks, is the same person saying we want Cena, which for a character doesn't make sense, innit? Like, we all love Thanos now, but in the cinemas when he was fucking shit up and Iron Man was dying, you don't think I was cheering for Thanos, bro? I wasn't. When Captain America grabbed the hammer and that, I wasn't like boo, because heels and baby faces, bro, they're there for a reason. So I'm not saying they're terrible at the job. I'm just saying it's not very good creative. And the reason why I can say that against Paul is because he has the same level as creative writing as me, bro. And that's not an opinion. Because he was a wrestler, he wasn't a writer, bro. I did screenwriting in college and school. So I'm telling you, bro, like, he's just learned on the job. And we would think that him being such a great heel in Triple H, the Cerebral Assassin, one of the greatest ever to do it, you would assume that he would have better knowledge to make these things better. But clearly, stuff don't work like that. That's the reason why Thierry Henry is not the best manager of all time. It's why Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard are not the best managers of all time. Do you not know what Mourinho was like as a footballer? No, you don't, innit? Exactly. Do you know what Klopp was like as a footballer? No, you don't, innit? Exactly. But they end up being the best managers. So it doesn't always work like that. So employ someone who's a natural creative writer, bro. I don't care. Like, find out what their genre of writing is and bring them in, bro. You got a horror creative writer. Okay, send him to the Wyatt Six, bro. You got somebody who writes comedy. Fine, bro. These people need a bit of levity to their character, bro. So let's put these comedy writers on this so we can have a bit of fun. You want more serious writing? Oh yeah, this guy's worked for the comic books of blah blah blah. Send him in, bro. It's not hard, bro. Yeah, Road Dogg is part of creative and he's shit, clearly. The Raw part of creative, Bobby Roode's there, Triple H is there, Road Dogg's there, Abyss is there, Tyson Kidd's there, Jason Jordan's there. Like, they're all there, bro, but the shit, or they're not shit, but the final book stops at Triple H. So it's either they're rubbish or they make great ideas and then the main guy's saying, nah, we're not running with that. And Morrison, no, Wonder and Taker started. For all the people who are enthusiastic about Undertaker starting joining the creative team, I'm just going to let you know that all of the stuff that we saw great from Undertaker, he didn't write them himself. He didn't have any input on them stuff himself. It was all Vince Russo and Pritchard and all that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Use someone. Yeah, they're all there, bro. They're all there, bro. But the thing is, like, without any disrespect to all three of them, although Pete Williams and that Canadian Destroyer, my guy, these three are not the people that I would expect to be great creatively, even though it doesn't work like that. They're not the people off the top of my head I would be thinking like that anyway, so I don't even hold it against them. But you at least should know, at minimum, that if he was a great heel, you know what it takes to be a great heel. And if he's a great babyface, you know what it takes. Can we even start at that? Why is it? See, this is what I'm saying. We discussed on this channel already about the Netflix show where they're going to be pulling back the curtains. Most of us wasn't happy about it because you're taking the piss. But it is modern day and we can't do anything about it. So the likelihood is we're all going to have to watch it so we can engage in a conversation. Otherwise, it's going to be Savage Talks Wrestling, but we're really not talking about it. My point is, they are going to show us the process in which they've built this bullshit. I don't think with how bad this product's been, I don't think it's a good idea. So, is this going to be a documentary or is this going to be a reality TV show where they make stuff up and make it look cooler than it is? Because from what I saw in the trailer, I saw a man then ran a long table with a chalkboard at the end, well, a whiteboard at the end, and loads of matches being written down. And I bet you there's someone at that table who's mad creative, the geek, the little nerd at the table. And every time he says something, oh, Paul, I've got an idea. Yeah, we don't want to go with that. We don't want to go with your idea. It doesn't make any sense. There has to be. Because this peeling, bruv, listen, I'm going to review every episode of this show, bro. I'm in the most meticulous way, bro. If it's great, I'm going to say it's great. But it can't be. And I'm going to cook it, bro, because I have to. I'm going to. We might have to do a watch along, bro. We might have to do a watch along. In fact, I'm going to have to do a watch along with a timer in it. So we can't put it on the screen, but everyone's got Netflix. Because this can't end good, bro. We watched the trailer. Hey, Jay, come over here a second. Yeah, Jay, we're thinking about putting the rocket on you, man, sending you to the moon. That's what he said to Jay Uso. You know what happened? Jay doesn't have the title anymore. So let me tell. So you said you was putting the whole rocket on Jay Uso. He wins at WrestleMania. WrestleMania was only not that long ago, and now he doesn't have the title anymore. Before the shows come out. Bro. What? This is the equivalent to them bringing out a Liverpool documentary and all the stuff's been done in pre-season. And Slot is talking about, yo, Rio, we see big things. We're looking to start you in left wing this season. We're pushing you to the moon. You're going to be bigger than Salah. And then by the time we get to the summer transfer window, Rio doesn't play for Liverpool anymore and the documentary's not been dropped. Make it make sense, bro. Cancel this shit. I'm trying to, Paul, I promise I'm trying to save you, bro. Netflix can make. I was so happy that WWE got to Netflix because I love WWE documentaries. All of them ones that are on the network, I love them. Make a documentary about Roman's private life if he wants to. Make a documentary about Rhea Ripley in Australia, bruv. Make a documentary about Tozawa, bruv, when he used to be fat and now he's not. Talk about Damien Priest's weight loss journey, bro. Talk about Natalia's titties and her sister's titties, bro. Talk about something. Bring back Total Divas, but we don't need you to show us how the magic is done, because all magic tricks are cold until some prick tells you this was easy. This wasn't even a proper trick. You know, like that. I'm trying to see how did he do that. Then you're like, oh no, don't worry about it, bro. I didn't really get rid of the card. I put it on my sleeve. Well, thanks for that. Now the trick shit, bro. I'm just saying, bro. When your missus gives you a good blowjob and that, she doing something with her tongue in her mouth, bro. But I don't need her to take her tongue off my dick and then show me what she was doing with her tongue, bro. Just do it. You get me? Just do it. Sometimes I lie back and I don't know what's going on down there, bro, but it feels amazing. I don't know what you done with your tongue. It feels like you turned it around somehow. I don't need to see it. I don't need my missus to sit up, wipe her mouth talking about, hey, this is how I did it. You do this with your tongue. I don't want to suck dick. I don't need to see it. All right. That's my point, bro. I don't like it, bro. You ever just get a nice meal at a restaurant? You say, yo, big up the chef. Can I come in the kitchen and watch him make the next person's meal? What? For what? What? For what? You see, when I get, I'm not, listen, I get myself a nice little with Adidas now. Little Adidas hoodie, little LFC on the badge, little active training ground, and then I phone up, yo, Adidas gonna come to the headquarters, and they're like, for what? I need to see how it was made. Well, it was made in the sweatshops in Indonesia. You think I want to go to the sweatshops in Indonesia and see how it was made for me to be sad about these little kids slaving away with my hoodie? No, bruv. Let me live in denial, bro. These men tried to tell me, you know, the start of this. I've had this my whole life, bro. I remember when Beyond the Mat came out when I was a kid, and I couldn't believe it, bro, because they fooled me, bro. I didn't even know what it was. But I'm not trying to see Undertaker get buried alive and then to find out that he's not really under the ground and that's a fake hand. You know, like that. Let me think that he's dead, bro. Hey, man. It is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. I guess in life, you have two types of people. You have the type of people that enjoy the blowjob, and you have the type of people that want to see how the blowjob was done. And I'm the first, isn't it? So, anyway, we'll leave it there. Put your ratings in for the show. How you felt about the whole show. It's out of 10. Yeah, put your ratings in. No sevens, because cop out, no sevens. But I'm going to rate this show. Taking away the bias of how I felt about the ending of the matches, apart from the ones that actually ended terrible. I'm going to say this show was a 6 out of 10. I'm going to say 6 out of 10, simply because I've watched worse shows. I just didn't like the way some things were. But, yeah, I think it was just above average. So, yeah. I don't know what's happened. Triple H went from cooking on pay-per-views to, like, makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, like, we all speculate. And I'm happy to say that. I don't pretend to know everything and that. I get some news sent to me. I can find out some stuff, but I choose not to because I like just enjoying it. I like finding out stuff when you like find out stuff. I don't like knowing different things. But it does make you wonder with all this speculation. The whole time Vince was seemingly like not as good anymore. Triple H was there. And Vince isn't here anymore. And the show's still shit. Now, if you want to do the Liverpool, you know, like when people do the Liverpool thing, like if Liverpool play one bad game, they'll tell me that it's because the spirit of Klopp's still there. So that's why I guess what man are gonna do in wrestling. The spirit of Vince McMahon's still there, brother. It's either good or it ain't. You can't take the praise, but then when the criticism comes, you blame it on the person who used to be here. You get what I'm saying? So, no praise and no criticism goes to Vince McMahon anymore. All right, it doesn't exist anymore. So it should all go to Paul Levesque and Lee the pervert fitting. That's it. That's where the book stops. I know Nick Khan said on the thing the other day, I'm the president, so he blamed me. No, Nick Khan. I won't blame you because you're not the head of creative. And that's what I care about. Just like when a movie's shit, I don't blame Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios. When Stan Lee was alive, I didn't blame Stan Lee for one of the movies being shit. I blame the directors, bro. The creative directors. Now, end of the G still, because that spike was cold, didn't it? That spike in the scene of tackle was cold, bro. That spike was madness, bro. But yeah, man. Raquel and Randy should have won the Avengers reinvention, and it wasn't needed. There, it was trash. It was trash. But anyway, big up, guys. Love for the love. I'm gonna head out, and again, Ends big up for the raid. Ends is live later on. I think he said for a chill zone. He's going over to Matt's big up channel to do a watch along for the Inter Miami versus PSG match. So I don't have the link to Matt's channel on Big Up, but if you click on Big Up, you don't need to search on there. It literally comes up when he's live. So if you want to do the watch along, go over there and watch along with him and do that. Obviously, you know, already subscribe to Ends, so whenever Ends puts the video for later on, do that. If I'm about, then I'll jump on. I need to clear my sinuses and that because you lot saw what I was like on the stream yesterday. I was dying in it, and I'm a little bit better today. I just got a blocked nose, so hopefully if that kicks on, then I can do another stream. It's Monday tomorrow, which I have to keep reminding myself because I keep thinking that today's Saturday now. So tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see leading into the week and that. But I'll let you man know anyway. Big up James Jones for that, bro. Yeah, man. It's not even so honestly, it's just hay fever in it. I can't escape it, so I'll be like this the whole time. But to be fair, the homie Cav did tell me about an injection 2 years ago now. And I just didn't even bother do it because I don't like injections. And also I don't like putting foreign bodies in my body. Pause, bro, you get me. But it's actually affecting my life, bro. Like, I'm literally a content creator who has to be on camera. And yesterday, I don't even know the man in the chat how many times I sneezed on camera. I was dying, bro. I can't do that. It stops me from doing so. I'm probably just going to go have the injection still. I've seen it on the private doctor this morning, and I think it's like 80 quid minor. See what I mean? So, but love for the love, man. Again, tune into Ends later on. Let you guys know. I'll use the community tab anyway to let you guys know if there's anything else happening. I might put like a poll out there to see what you guys want anyway. Morris, I know we still need to do the ranking videos and that, but I can't do the ranking video for the ladies and promote it as that for the ladies because it's a bit pervy, you get me? So, if you give me an idea of how to... I could just do ranking all the WWE women superstars and then inside the video, you enter a secret room and then because I can't really promote it. It looks a bit mad, doesn't it? But Canelo or Crawford, I think Crawford will win. We got Scarlett. I think Crawford will win. But yeah, so I'll tune back in anyway. I need to do some videos for ranking all. No, we can't do ranking all the superstars. But you know how long that video would be. You know how many wrestlers are there? They have to separate them. We can do NXT. We can either do ranking the women and then the men, or we can do NXT, SmackDown, or Raw, women, men. We can do it like that. So, yeah, exactly, James. I think Crawford's got that as well. You've got an idea for a football video to come up. Obviously, I'm still going to bring the Hangover show back when the season starts, which I will do, but I might need to still fix up the times and stuff like that because I've got like this work thing coming up. So, personal training. So, it's going to be a bit weird in the mornings. But I got an idea for a football show. And it's interesting. So, I'm going to need some. I'm going to need people I'm going to need people on the show. So, we'll sort that out as well. Yeah, Deontay Moriah is cold. What's G saying about R&B stream? I told you, Morris. I told you about this the other day about you asking me this, bro. How would you ask him, innit? I don't know, bro. You ask him. But yeah, love for the love. Big up to all of you guys. Go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Depending on where you are in the world and that. And I'll catch you, man, on the flip side and that.